Do you know that it's really easy to make a tearable notepad? And it's really fast to make, and you can make this for your craft fair or a quick gift. Hi, Sherls here. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this tearable notepad. It's really fast to make that I don't think this will be a long tutorial. First, you will need a stack of paper. If you like, you can print this freebie lined paper that I released last year for my last freebie for 2023. There are two styles of lined papers in the freebie: a vintage writing or books and a botanical style. In my opinion, the botanical one will work well if you make this for a gift for a female, and the other one will fit really well for a masculine type. You can print it in a plain copy paper, or you can print it in a dyed paper. After you print it, cut along these black lines and stack it. But just remember that if you print it in a dyed paper, the stack of paper won't look tidy. It's kind of like fluffy like this compared to the stack of white copy paper. So even if you don't use this lined paper as notepad like I do here, you can still use it to make a journal card. It's very versatile in my opinion. So the next step, after you cut all of your paper, you need to tidy it up. Just make sure that one side is flush. And because I want it to have a thick backing like the one that you usually buy in a store, I will need something on the last page. You can just use the last page of this lined paper, but I like it the last page to be something different like I have here. So I printed my flower language paper, and I'm just going to line it on the center like this. So I accidentally printed in the scrap paper, but I don't really care. And the next thing that you will want to do, and before that, make sure that you have couple clamps. It's really useful. And just use your glue. A liquid glue is preferred. I've never tried it with a glue stick, so I don't think it will work, frankly. Okay, let's just make sure that it's lined and flush. And then, let's see, I'll just clamp this, clamp this, like so. Make sure that it is flush. So you really want it to be flush because you want every paper to stick to another one, so it will work as a tearable notepad. And just apply a generous amount of glue on the spine here. Like this. And then use your finger just to flush it, to spread it evenly. And I'm going to clamp this just to make sure that each paper, each sheet is adhered to the other, like this. So while this is drying up, I will prepare the backing. So I already cut a thick cardstock, which is the size of this journal, the lined paper, and it is 4 by 5. So I already cut it, and I also printed another page of my flower language paper. I cut it a little bit wider and way longer than this notepad backing. So this is 11 inches and this is 4 inches, and this paper is like 5.5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do here, just going to line it up. Because I'm using this for myself, I don't really care much about printing it in a plain white paper, and that's why you see this scrap on the back. Just line it up and fold it. So this is, I know where I'm going to glue this. I want it to be straight, so I don't want it to be crooked, and I don't have my scoring board here, and that's why I'm using this trick. Like, put it in the middle and use the cardboard to help me guide where I need to fold it in. And another side like this, and let me see, it's still straight. Yep, it's straight, it's perfect. So what I'm going to do next is just apply glue using my fold line to help guide the position that I already decided earlier. It's perfect. And I'm going to grab my scissor to pepper this. Just make sure that you leave gap between the corner of the cardboard and your pepper. So just put it aside, and I'm going to glue this. So here I'm just going to fold the pepper using my finger along thickness of the cardboard, so it will fold nicely later. And actually, if you have a bone folder, it's better if you use it like this. So this is what I do. Just press this bone folder against the thickness of the cardboard. So, and then make sure I'm gluing it really well. And by this time, I believe my notepad is ready. And it's already stick to each other. It is kind of a little bit wet, but it's okay. And let's see. Maybe I'll just let it dry a bit longer while I'm finishing up this cover. So I'm going to glue this here, but I need something to cover it up. So I have this piece of scrap paper. I'm going to cut this first. So glue like this. Okay, I'm going to use my bone folder to fold this strip of paper on the thickness of the cardboard, just to make sure that I'm covering it up. And I'm going to glue this on this side. This journal card from the Flower Language Kit is smaller than 4 by 5, but it works for me. It's done. And I'm just going to turn the paper to fold in, and as you can see, it's a little bit longer than the cover, but that's okay because we still need to compensate for the thickness of the notepad. So this one by now it should be, it's dried now, and we are going to glue it on the backing. I'm going to apply glue on here. My last pages of this notepad is slightly smaller, so I need to make sure I don't glue the lined paper like this. And see, and I'm just going to align it. I'm making sure that it is flush, and that's pretty much it. And now, because this is a little bit longer, I can just trim it off. I trimmed the excess of the cover, so if you see it from the other side, it's pretty flush. It's not really flush because when you trim your paper, sometimes you might be like the hair off than the previous one. So if it bothers you, just use your crafting knife and a ruler and just trim it off. But it doesn't bother me. So the next step that I need to do, and also the final step, is to decorate the cover. But before we do that, I just want to show you other variation of this notepad. You see here on this notepad, I leave the spine open. So when you open it, you can see the spine and you can see the black lines from the printable. And for this notepad, I decided that I want to glue this spine into the cover. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply a layer of adhesive like this. And I'm going to use my finger to spread it even and press the cover against the spine like so. I'm going to use my pebble to make sure that the spine glued to the cover. So I'm just going to leave it to dry, and meanwhile I'm going to decorate the cover. I already decided that I want to use these quotes from my freebie of this year and the antique handwritten music sheets, as well as this stamp from the flower language. I will put the link to all the digitals I use in this project in the description box. The notepad is dried now, and when you open the cover, just make sure that you fold along the spine. There you cannot see the spine. It's flush with the cover. And in this style, you can still see the spine. So there are two different styles of Tearable Notepad with cover for you. And if you accidentally fold the cover slightly shorter than the notepad, don't worry. Just take a piece of lace and glue it on the bottom to cover it up. There. Now you cannot see the gap from the cover and the notepad. And the reason why I left the excess of the paper on the cover is because of this. Look at this. Look how neat and rounded this edge is. If you cut your paper instead of folding it like I did, you will see a white line here. And in my opinion, your edge is not as sturdy as when you fold the paper. Do you have to use a cardboard on the back? No. But if you use a sturdy one or a thick one like this one, you can use your notepad and write it anywhere. You don't have to write on a flat surface because this cardboard works as your backing, as your support. If you don't like to make a Tearable Notepad with a cover, it's easy. All you need is a backing. Again, I suggest to use a thick cardboard and wrap it with whatever paper you like. And for this one, I wrap it with my antique handwritten paper and a stack of paper. Then line it up. Make sure that the top is flush. This is where we are going to apply our adhesive. Just going to make sure that the side is also aligned, just so it will look tidy. And I'm just going to clamp it. Because I printed my line paper in the dyed paper, again, the edge is not flush. It looks fluffy. So I need my clamp to make sure that I apply adhesive only on the spine. If the adhesive seep a little bit on the paper, that's fine. Just make sure that it doesn't seep all the way to the paper. Otherwise, it will glue the two sheets of paper together. We just want it to glue on the spine, so it will work as a Tearable Notepad. For this Tearable Notepad, make sure that you apply adhesive also on the back support. If you don't use the back support, then it's fine too. Just going to spread the adhesive to make sure that it's spread evenly across the spine. And I'm going to clamp it and let it dry. This notepad with that cover is dried. You can see I can flip it. And when I need one sheet, I can just tear it and use it. So these are all the Tearable Notepad that you can make. It's really easy and fast to make. You can mass produce this for craft fair or small gift. I hope this gives you another idea for teacher gifts, coworkers gifts, or craft fair. Happy crafting! Bye!